I'm Rachna and I have a new lesson for you today. Phrasal verbs. Well, a lot of our subscribers have requested for this lesson. So to all of you, this one is for you. We're going to learn phrasal verbs related to dating. Well, I have this very close friend of mine called Sam, and I'm going to tell you about his journey in a relationship, how it began and what happened. Okay, so first let's understand what are phrasal verbs. Well, phrasal verbs are a combination of a verb with preposition, a conjunction, or one of these. Okay, and when they come together, they form a mini phrase and they lose their original meaning. So a phrasal verb are 2 to 3 words coming together with a whole new meaning where they individually lose their original meaning. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you about Sam. Well, last month we went to this party, to a common friend's birthday party, and we were introduced to some other friends through my mutual friend, and we came across this very sweet girl. Her name was Jess. Now Sam kind of checked her out, so to check someone out means you find someone really appealing and you can't stop admiring that person. So when you admire someone, you check that person out. Okay, now check is the verb which has 3 forms, that's check, checked, checked, and out when combined together becomes a phrasal verb. So that does not mean you are checking out, okay, you are just admiring. So when they come together, they lose their original meaning. So to check someone out or to check out means you admire someone. Okay, so Sam started checking Jess out. I mean, he couldn't stop. All right, and when we were introduced, he got into a very nice, fun-loving conversation and starting flirting with her. Now, what do you mean by flirt with? Well, sometimes when you're interested in someone, you kind of make a nice conversation, you get friendly, you crack jokes, and you put in your feelers that you're interested in being more than friends. So you make someone interested. Okay. So well, when you flirt with someone, it's kind of the initial stage of a relationship where you want to see if the other person is as receptive or is taking things in a nice way and reverting in the way that you wished he should. Okay, so when you flirt with someone, you're getting to know someone and you're kind of creating an interest in the other person. So flirt is the verb. Okay, so you have flirted, flirted. So that day he flirted with Jess, okay, and then he was really excited, but I didn't want him to push this too far, so I told him, hey, listen Sam, don't come on to her, it's still new, it's fresh. Okay, now when you say come on to someone, that means you make an advance. Okay, so you make an advance romantically. So I felt that this shouldn't, it shouldn't go too fast. So I told him, Sam, I don't think you should come on to her. It's too early. Take it slow, enjoy the friendship and see how it blooms. Okay. And then he took my advice, wise guy, and he started, he enjoyed the friendship, they had good conversations and they realized that they really hit it off. Now, hit it off means you really get along with someone well. Or you have a good relationship. Okay, so hit is the verb. Okay, so that doesn't mean hit, like kind of good, you know, like a house on fire. You really gel well, your frequencies match, and great going. So they really hit it off. And over a period of time, after a period of time, he asked her out. So to ask someone out doesn't mean you go out and ask, but that means you invite someone on a date. Okay, so you ask someone out, where ask is your verb. Okay, so he asked her out and she agreed. Okay, so I hope these phrasal verbs are clear to you. I'm going to come back with some more phrasal verbs and tell you what happened between Sam and Jess. Well, after he asked her out and they went on a date, they've been going out ever since. Now, to go out doesn't mean to go out for go out for a walk. Go out means to date someone. Okay, so it's not a one-time date. Like you seriously kind of get into a relationship, you meet often, you get to know each other. That means you're going out with someone. A lot of people also say, I'm seeing someone. So when you see someone, it's like you go out with that person. Okay. So Sam and Jess started this smooth journey where they started going out. Okay. Ever since he asked her out. Then with time, they realized that they developed feelings for each other and they fell in love. So when you fall for someone, it doesn't mean you fall like you have a fall. It means you start loving someone. You're just in love, right? So you start loving someone. So Sam and Jess fell in love with each other. They fell for each other with time. After knowing each other, after going out, they had that compatibility and they fell for each other. But you know, something weird happened. Until today, I don't know what. One fine day, they broke into this huge argument. Till today, Sam does not reveal what was it all about. So break into again does not mean like you break something. It means that you suddenly begin to do something. Right? So sometimes when you get emotional, you break into tears, right? So you just suddenly start crying. So they broke into this huge argument, and for reasons best known to them, they broke up. Now, break up again does not mean to break, all right? It means they ended their relationship. Okay, that means they were no longer a couple. They called it off. They do not identify with each other as girlfriend and boyfriend. So they broke up, all right? But I think over a period of time, they realized that, they love each other so much and they can't do without each other. So they decided to make up. Now, make up means, again, not to make something. It means you put your differences behind, let bygones be bygones, and forgive each other. Alright, I'm sure you do this with your friends. When you all fight, you'll have arguments, you have tiffs. After a while, you do make up. That means you forgive each other and just put it behind you and continue that lovely friendship. Okay, so this is the story of Sam and Jess. Well, now we all have our fingers crossed, hoping to your wedding bells soon. Alright, so this brings me to the end of this lesson. I hope you enjoyed watching and learning these phrasal verbs through Sam and Jess's story. Okay, well, to know how much or to understand how much you have learned, I have a test for you. All you need to do is click on the link in the description given below this video and let me know your scores. Alright, I'll be back with a new lesson. Till then, take care and bye.